That's gonna be a fun video to make. Let's talk about Genshin Impact's anniversary rewards and if we are getting shafted 2 years in a row. This is a conversation that's been kind of brewing since the 3.1 live stream, and I wanted to kind of take a second to throw my hat in the ring and offer my thoughts on the whole topic. Genshin Impact introduced the gacha genre to a whole new demographic in its 2 years since its release. It's absolutely become one of the most popular games around, let alone one of the most popular gacha games. But Genshin Impact has always been known for being a stingy game when it comes to free wishes or summons. So when it came time for the game's first anniversary, people were excited because other gachas are very generous and give loads of free wishes, summons, and items, and all sorts of other stuff. So naturally, we all expected the same from Genshin. And man, were we disappointed. We essentially got 20-ish free wishes and a free glider that was a repurposed glider from another event. I think that was simply because of the uproar. To many in the community, this was a kick in the face. They had devoted 12 months of their life, 365 days, 8,760 hours. You get my point. They've devoted all this time of their life to Genshin Impact, patiently awaiting their justified reward, the light at the end of the tunnel, the anniversary, only to be met with this, a few free wishes and a free glider. When we were expecting a 5-star character, we wanted a free 5-star weapon. We wanted the game to stop doing that camera glitch where it goes all close to your character and makes you zoom out whenever you're in battle, but no, we got this, and the community was pissed. In the time that followed the Genshin Impact's first anniversary reward announcement, the community outlash was staggering. Twitter, Reddit, even Hoyo Labs forums were flooded with unhappy players voicing their opinions. Tons of media outlets covered the story, publishing dozens of articles on the topic, and the community even went to the extent to review bomb the game on the Google Play Store, to which it has never fully recovered. Now, since the first anniversary, I've definitely stopped and contemplated, was the first anniversary really that bad? If so, surely Hoyoverse will make up for the first anniversary and make sure that the second anniversary rewards are going to be way better. Nope. The same rewards, this time we were met with 20 free wishes, an in-game gadget, and an in-game pet. But again, I stopped and asked myself, are the rewards unfair? Do we deserve more? They also at the same time announced a Genshin Impact trading card game. They announced a Genshin Impact anime. These are things that Hoyoverse and Genshin Impact are doing that other gacha games just aren't. And in the midst of my conversation with myself, I saw a clip from Mtashed. I'll link his channel below, but here's what he had to say.
I was saying, Epic 7 just did their anniversary a little while ago. They did 10 days where you got a free 10 pull for 10 days, and then another 7 days on top of that where you got a free, I think it was like 7 or 8 more pulls. So you got like 19 pulls for free a day, and then they gave you some other pulls on like the Mystic banner, which is it's like Moonlight heroes, so they're like more rare heroes and like really strong PvP heroes. They gave a bunch of wishes for that, maybe like 10. And then they gave out a selector to choose any unit you want.
Now I want to make sure that this is clear. This is not at all a stab at Mtashed. I've been following Mtashed since like his Destiny days, so not at all that. But his clip got me thinking, maybe we're comparing apples to oranges. So I did a little bit of digging. I did some research, which I've never done for a video. And oh boy, did I find some oranges. Now real quick, I want to make it clear before we get into the next section, I am not super familiar with all of these games. The footage shown may not be up to date, but it is going to be for the purposes of me kind of explaining what we're actually comparing when we compare Genshin Impact to other gacha games, and we're comparing their anniversary rewards and that sort of thing. So keep that in mind. I'm familiar with some of these games, not all of them. So if your first thought is to go to the comments section and be like, oh, that clip from that one game is from 2 years ago, feel free to comment down below and let me know. I'm totally okay with that. So let's start with the gacha game that the Tashman himself referenced, Epic 7. Let's check out some gameplay from Epic 7. So this is going to be a turn-based style game with honestly really beautiful animations, but in the end, it's a turn-based style combat nonetheless. When comparing to Genshin Impact's open world Breath of the Wild style gameplay, kind of feels like apples to oranges. Let's move to another popular gacha due to the marketing budget being as big as the development budget, Raid Shadow Legends. Again, a turn-based combat system, this time accompanied with like 1 million playable champions, which makes me think they have no story or personality accompanied with them. I could be wrong, but with a roster of over 450 champions, to me, it's like impossible that you can even come close to the storytelling potential of a character in Genshin Impact. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Let's even take a look at another game from Hoyoverse, Honkai Impact 3rd. This one has a leg to stand on with its massive in-depth story and super deep character development, but the game restricts itself to a level-based linear form of gameplay. Now that's definitely purely my opinion. Some people like Final Fantasy 13, some people don't. But moving on from there, one that I'm not super familiar with, but I know is relatively popular and I have some friends that play it, Summoner's War. Let's take a look at the gameplay for this one. I feel like I'm watching a Club Penguin Gacha game. Like, this isn't even on the same plane as some of the other animation styles in this genre. Again, another turn-based style combat. It feels like if RuneScape made a gacha. But hey, to each their own. Another one that I know had a pretty big marketing push for a while was Marvel Strike Force. This game seems to have a pretty big following and has been around for a little bit, and again, it's a turn-based style combat with like a million characters to collect. One that I personally am super familiar with, Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle. Dude, this is a glorified Candy Crush with Dragon Ball PowerPoints playing over it. I spent so much money, don't even get me started on this one. Now, the reason why I'm showing you all these different gameplays from all these different gacha games that we're comparing our rewards to is because when you're talking about gameplay strictly, Genshin Impact is on a different playing field. I mean, literally. To me, this is the equivalent of comparing the original Final Fantasy VII and the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's the same story for the most part, but this time you're actually controlling Cloud. You aren't ordering him to do an action and standing by as an observer. You are Cloud. You're interacting with the city of Midgar through Cloud and controlling his every movement. When you see an enemy wind up for an attack, you aren't waiting to watch the health bar go down, then plan your next move. You're actively trying to avoid that attack by dodging, then offering a counter attack that makes you feel even more like a super soldier that is Cloud Strife. This sense of immersion in my eyes is not one that can be compared to a simple turn-based combat offered by its predecessor. This is the same way that I view other gacha games when comparing it to Genshin Impact. Genshin has inherently more value in its characters because they are not just another pawn for you to order around. They are a new way for you to interact with the world around you. They're fleshed out with backstory, fully voice acted, and animated far more than what other gachas are offering when it comes to their characters. Again, this is my 2 cents. Would I love to see more free wishes come from Genshin? Yeah, I would love more free wishes. But am I gonna throw my hands up and start a Reddit thread about how shit the game is and how I'm quitting and how we deserve more? No, I'm just not. I do believe that Hoyoverse is providing us with value in other forms. I may not be excited about the Genshin TCG, but I know a bunch of people are going to be. I'm super excited about the anime, but I know that that isn't going to be for everybody. I know this conversation will never stop because people love this game and just want more out of it. But when you're comparing free characters in Genshin Impact versus free characters in other gachas, I just don't think you have a leg to stand on. Okay, so look, I'm in the same boat you are right now. I'm listening to myself talking last night and I sound like a huge shill for Genshin. But at the end of the day, I love this game. I really do. I love the gameplay. I love the characters. I love the community for the most part. This game has done a lot for me and I have a lot of respect for the game as a whole. But the main point that I'm trying to drive home in this video is that when we're comparing a free character in another gacha game versus a free character in Genshin Impact, I don't think the two are on the same playing field because I think the character in Genshin Impact is going to have more inherent value due to them being just like an extension of yourself. You're literally playing as a character in an open world. It's not just a pawn for you to order around. This is a character that you're controlling. This is an extension of yourself being able to interact with the world that we've all fallen in love with. I wanted to kind of make this like post-edit note because I feel like the whole time I'm just sitting there listening to myself going, oh my God, people are going to think that I'm getting paid to say this. Now look, at the end of the day, would I like more free stuff? Yes. Would I love Hoyoverse to come out and say, hey, we're going to give you a free 5-star? Absolutely. But do I have any more or less respect for the company if they choose not to? No, not really. At the end of the day, Hoyoverse is a business. I think a lot of people lose that sight and they kind of forget that and they feel like that Hoyoverse just hates its players. I don't think that's the case. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what they need to do to make money. I guarantee you they have considered giving out free 5 stars. That's a conversation that has happened at Hoyoverse. I can guarantee it. But somewhere in the chain of command or someone who gets paid to research this type of stuff decided that that was not going to happen. So now we're left with 20 wishes, an in-game party popper, and an in-game pet. That's our rewards. But anyway, that was kind of why I wanted to kind of make this quick note, because I could hear what you heard. Trust me. I was literally sitting here going like, oh my God, they're going to think that Genshin paid me to make this video. And that's not the case. These are just my opinions. This is how I feel on the topic. Again, do I think that the rewards are fair? Meh. Do I care that much? Not really. But regardless, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. If you made it to the end of this video, this is a very different style of video, so I appreciate you hanging out through this one. Big shout out to the members of the channel. Thank you so much for helping making videos like this possible. Let me experiment with new types of videos. Let me know your thoughts. And if you want to see where all this drama stemmed from, you can check out the video in the top corner where I got to react to the 3.1 special program for Genshin Impact, where we got to see the anniversary rewards and people were not happy. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.